Hello everyone, this is Aida Kolami from Agrimasoft Research Company, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the combination of if and function in Excel. So first of all, I will of course review what you're going to do with if function, and then I will explain how to combine it with and. So in here, as you can see, I have three columns. One of them is month. The second one is code of the station or anything, and the third one is rainfall. Okay, so this is a simple example for you to understand what I mean and what is the logic and these kind of things. So in here, if we want to use if function, what would we do? So in here, I just wanted to add a reminder that um, if you go check out Agrimasoft YouTube channel, you can see that we have other videos about if functions separately, and also IFError, which you can, using it, you can specify what value to represent if the function gets an error. And also for if else, which using it you can define more than one conditions to be met. So that's a little bit similar to using if and function. So go check it out if you want it. And specifically, if you're a beginner, maybe that kind of videos that we have made in Agrimasoft YouTube channel are useful for you. So let's get into the video. I've put an equal mark, then type if, and in here what you should do is that you should define the situation. So you want to tell the Excel that what it does if a situation is met, and what to do if that situation is not met. Okay, so in here, let's say I want to tell it that if the number for the month is number 8, let's say. Don't forget that for numbers after equal, you do not need double quotation, but for letters, you need. If A2, which is the month number, is 8, then what should you do? You should, let's say, add rainfall to number 10. Okay, and then if not, so if the number of month is not 8, so for month number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., what you would do is that type, let's say, 0. Okay, you can see that for month number 1 it results in 0. Then if I copy the formula to the end, you can see that for month number 8 it gets 137 and adds it to number 10. It gets you 107 and 47. So that's the logic for if function. Another example. Let's say you want to define that if the code of the station is, let's say, I, in here, if in here, you should put double quotations. Okay, if the code for the station is I, then what would you do? You would show me, then you would type I is 102. Okay, you would type this sentence, and if not, you would show me not available. Okay, then I close the parentheses, and you could see that it types not available for all these stations but the station I. Okay, it gets I is 102. So now that you have understood the logic for if function, I want to show you how to use if function with AND. So what is AND? You can put an equal mark and then type AND. It checks whether all arguments are true and returns true if all arguments are true. You have AND, or, and not, and you could use them all with if. So first I will type if, then in here I should type AND. So that's two functions right after each other. I double click on AND, and then what criteria should be met for this if function? In here, I want that if number of months is, let's say 6, and the code of the station is, let's say F. I here close the parenthesis for AND. So here the AND function is finished. Then I put the comma. You could see that it comes for if function now. It gets to the if function. The AND is finished and it gets to the if function. What have we done until now is that we have defined the logical test. So for our logical test, our criteria is defined using and these two criteria. Okay, then what should I define is value if true. So if A2 is 6 and B2 is F, you show me this number divided by 30. Okay, and if not, show me no rainfall. Okay, I click enter and then I copy the function to all the data. You could see that when it gets to number 6 for month and letter F for code, it divides. Okay, in here maybe I have made some mistake. It should be C2. Okay, and then I copy it to all the numbers, and here is the true function. So now when it gets to month number 6 and code F, it divides 148 to 30 and it gets the result. Okay, in here you could play with it in other way. So I can write if month is 10 and code is J in double quotations. Then I close the parentheses. I'm sorry, and in here was forgotten. So and is finished now. I put a comma, value if true. So if this criteria is met, add this number to let's say 100, and if not, divide this number to 30. Okay, I close the parentheses, and now you could see that in all other cells it has divided this number to 30, but for this cell it has added the rainfall to 100 and it gets 153. So let's let's get to the other options. We can use if with or. So, as it sounds like, or function in here checks the two criteria or all the criteria that you write, and if one of them is true, it represents the if true result. So, in here, I want to say if month is 2, or if code is if month is 2 or the code is C, let's say. Okay, then for any of these two, what would you do? You would divide rainfall to 30, and if not, you would represent the sentence that it's no it's not month 2 nor code C. Okay, you will represent this sentence. And then in here, I want to close the double quotations, and then that's the code. So you could see that for month number 2 or for code C, it gets the calculations. It does the calculations. So in here, I should just delete these cells, and so that I have free space. So I will delete this also. So now I want to use if and not. So that's another function also that you can use with if. And in here also, as the name sounds like, it checks that just this situation is not met. Is in any situations other than this situation, it gets you the if true value. Okay, so if not month is, let's say, 1, then represent the rainfall. And if not, say it's 1. Okay, you can see that for any situation other than month number 1, it shows what you have defined as, it shows the rainfall number. But for month number 1, it doesn't. It shows it's 1. And so that was for combining the if function with not. And pay attention that you cannot use if and not. You cannot use not with more than one argument. So you cannot put A2 to be 1 and, for example, B2 to be G, and then the other criteria. It says you've entered too many arguments for this function. You can just exclude one from the situations, okay, from the desired situations. So that said, dependent on your creativity, you can combine these functions with each other and make your calculations, your computations so much easier and simpler and faster. Okay, so be creative and watch these tutorial videos to get ideas and to see how to better work with all these functions. So I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the sub channel. I will see you in the next video, and bye.